first and 10.
And this is your Bombers home game day on BT.
Good morning and welcome back to Breakfast Television. We're spending our day at the Manitoba Sport Hall of Fame and Museum, learning a little bit about the history of the Bombers, and Sport Heritage Manager at Sport Manitoba, Rick Brownlee. You've been taking us on a tour through the decades. So we learned in the 50s and 60s the Bombers were on fire. Then they hit a bit of a roadblock. How long did their drought last before they won another Grey Cup?
22 years, Drew. It was a long time, and when we finally broke the ice in 1984, it was a big celebration.
No kidding. So what was it about that year? Was it the right team? Was it the right coach? What was the factors that led to that big win?
You know, in the early 80s, they were starting to put it together with Dieter Brock, Ralph Brock. A lot of people remember the Birmingham Rifle. And they made a trade to the Hamilton Tiger Cats and brought in Tommy Clements. And that quarterback was what they needed to go with the superstars like James Murphy, Joe Poplawski, and all the rest of the Bombers that are up here, many of which are in the Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame now as individual inductees.
And we've got some great memorabilia from that era. So after 1984, we did pretty good for a little while, right?
Yeah. The nucleus of that team hung together for 84, 88, and 90 was the last year we won. So we're in the midst of another drought right now.
And you're being very polite and good about this one because it is the longest drought in Bombers history. 23 years, is that right?
If they don't win this year, it'll be 23, which would be the longest drought. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking us on the tour today, Rick. Jeff Natchik, you are the CEO here of Sport Manitoba, and we've got to see this room. It's always changing. The galleries are always updated, always special things happening. But this space we can enjoy for private functions, correct?
Well, for sure. I mean, we're very proud of the fact that we have the Hall of Fame and Museum here at the Sport for Life Center, and the idea here obviously is to share with Manitobans the history and heritage of sport in Manitoba. But the museum here, we also have the opportunity to do special displays, and we've got the Roar of the Rings, the qualifier for the Sochi Olympics in curling coming up this December, and so we'll have the opportunity to do special displays for that event and other special events as they come forward here in Manitoba. So we're extremely excited about that, as well as the opportunity to do things like birthday parties and corporate outings. We've had kids' birthdays parties in here that have been a real big hit. So we're really happy the way things are unfolding here with the museum and Hall of Fame.
So the son and daughter's birthday could be here. My next business meeting could be here. Just quickly, because we're almost out of time, a lot of exciting things happening right in this location with Sport for Life, correct?
Yeah, with the Sport for Life Center, again, we're very proud to have the Hall of Fame here, but we've got a sport medicine center, we've got an athlete performance center here, we've got obviously all the sport offices that are here under our umbrella at this location. And then the second phase will be a build out of a training center, which we believe will have a major impact on the development of our athletes for years to come, but also a huge impact in the inner city here in Winnipeg.
Very exciting, a lot of good things happening here. If you want to know more about Sport Manitoba or the museum, just go to our website, breakfasttelevision.ca, because we have all the details there for you. Taking a quick break here on your Bombers home game day on BT, but more to come later on City.
We're best in the West, and we'll take on the rest.